Hello and welcome to Plant Crafted Pantry. Today we are canning potatoes in my Nesco Smart Cooker and Canner. I'm following the USDA canning guidelines, which I will link below. Today I'm using a 5-pound bag of red potatoes and starting off by washing them, and then I'll peel them over a scrap bowl and place the peeled potatoes into a bowl of cold water. Next I'm cutting them into 1/2-inch cubes. And I'll place those cubes into my steamer basket, which I will use to blanch them. I have a pot of water on the stove boiling, and when my steamer basket is halfway full, I will lower it into the boiling water. And then once it comes back up to a boil, I'll set a timer for 2 minutes and then remove the potatoes from the water. I did this in 3 batches for the 5 pounds of potatoes and moved them back into a bowl once they were blanched. So here I have 4 clean, wide mouth quart jars that I warmed up in my canner on the brown setting. I'm dividing the potatoes between the jars and then adding 1 teaspoon of salt to each jar. Then I'm covering them with fresh boiling water to 1 inch of headspace. And now I'm debubbling, and then I will check the headspace. Now I'm wiping down the rims with some white vinegar and then adding some new canning lids and putting the rings on to fingertip tight. And then we'll get those loaded up in the canner. I do have the canning rack in the bottom, as well as 8 cups of hot water. So I'm loading in the jars, and if you have this canner and you're canning in quarts, you do want to make sure they're wide mouth, as the regular mouth ones are too tall. So here are all of the jars in the canner. We'll get the lid closed up and then turn the dial to exhaust. And then for pressure canning, we push high and then set our canning time, which is 40 minutes for quarts. And then start, and you'll see the chasing lines as the canner starts heating up. When it starts steaming, the display will go to E10 and we'll count down the 10-minute exhaust. When it gets to 0, we'll switch the dial to airtight. And then after it comes up to the correct pressure, it starts the timer. So after the 40 minutes are up, I did let the canner sit for about 2 hours to release pressure. And then we'll open the lid. I always do this partially at first to let some more steam out. And then after another couple of minutes, we'll fully open it and get these jars out of the canner. I'm setting them on a dish mat to cool overnight. So here is what the potatoes look like straight out of the canner. And then this is the next morning. I'm removing the rings, checking the seals. And here's what they look like after they've cooled overnight. And now I'm labeling the jars with a Sharpie. And we'll get these jars on the pantry shelf. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.